Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you're like me, you've been watching the NFL, following every move, every rumor, and every development, especially when it comes to the Steelers. And let me tell you, the buzz around Pittsburgh right now is intense. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of excitement, and honestly some concern too, because the team's future is shaping up to be quite different from what we've seen in recent years. And it all centers around the quest for a quarterback that can elevate this team back to the Super Bowl stage. You know, for Steelers fans, the quarterback position has always been sacred, almost like the heartbeat of the franchise. From Terry Bradshaw to Ben Roethlisberger, the Steelers have had their legends. But this offseason, the big question is, who will be the next man to take the helm? And what does the team have planned if their top target doesn't come through? Let's start with the latest intel, which, believe me, is enough to make any Steelers fan sit up straight. According to Jerry Dulac from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, a reliable voice in Steelers Nation, the team has a backup plan in place if they can't land Aaron Rodgers, who has been the biggest name linked to Pittsburgh this offseason. Now, it's no secret that Rodgers has been in the headlines constantly, whether it's his on-field performances, his personal revelations, or rumors about his future. But the Steelers are clearly in a holding pattern, waiting to see if Rodgers will choose Pittsburgh or take his talents elsewhere. And if he spurns the Steelers, the backup plan is to bring in a veteran quarterback, someone who can at least provide stability, competition, and experience while the team develops its younger talents. What does that mean exactly? Well, Dulac mentioned the possibility of signing a seasoned veteran who can step right in, someone with leadership qualities who knows how to handle the pressure of a playoff push. The name Kirk Cousins came up, but Dulac also made it clear that he doesn't believe Cousins is the top option for the Steelers right now. That's interesting because Cousins is a solid, reliable quarterback, but perhaps the Steelers are aiming for someone with a different kind of experience or leadership style. We've seen how important a veteran presence can be. Think about Ben Roethlisberger's leadership in recent years. The Steelers want someone who can command respect, hold their own in high-pressure moments, and help develop their younger players like Kenny Pickett, who's still on that trajectory of growth. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the bigger picture here. The Steelers have always been about building a strong, disciplined team, rooted in a tough defense and a balanced offensive attack. But in today's NFL, the quarterback is king. Without a top-tier QB, even a team with a great defense and a talented roster can struggle to reach the postseason, let alone make a Super Bowl run. Right now, Pittsburgh is in that interesting phase where they're trying to balance their traditional identity with the modern NFL's demands, finding a quarterback who can execute at a high level, make plays under pressure, and lead the team with confidence. And speaking of quarterbacks, there's been a lot of buzz around Aaron Rodgers lately. You might have seen him on the Joe Rogan Experience recently, where he dropped some pretty heavy hints about his personal situation. Rodgers has always been known for his on-field brilliance, one of the most talented quarterbacks of his generation. But what he shared during that interview was pretty eye-opening. He talked about how close friends and family members are dealing with serious illnesses, including cancer. That's taken a real toll on him, both emotionally and mentally. Rodgers mentioned that he's been exploring some unconventional treatment options and he's not rushing into any decisions about his future. He's focused on helping those close to him first, which is admirable, but it also complicates the picture for NFL teams, including the Steelers. Because let's be honest, if Rodgers doesn't sign or decide to play elsewhere, the Steelers need to be ready. And that brings us to the upcoming minicamp and the offseason moves. The Steelers' mandatory minicamp kicks off on June 10, and right now, Kenny Pickett is the guy they're banking on to develop into the franchise quarterback of the future. But every good team knows that depth at quarterback is crucial, especially if an injury or a sudden change happens. That's why the veteran backup becomes so important, someone who can step in, run the offense smoothly, and keep the team afloat. The Steelers are definitely looking at their options, and the possibility of signing a veteran quarterback is very real. Now, let's zoom out for a moment and look at the bigger NFL landscape. The AFC North is arguably one of the most competitive divisions in football. The Cincinnati Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, have been a powerhouse, and the Baltimore Ravens, with their dynamic offense and strong defense, are always in the mix. The Cleveland Browns, too, have been making moves to improve their roster, especially on defense and at the quarterback position. For the Steelers, it's about closing that gap, and the right quarterback signing could be the difference between a playoff appearance and an early exit. Because let's face it, when you have a team that's close to contention, sometimes it's that one key move, like landing a veteran signal caller, that can propel you over the top. And speaking of the division, it's worth noting how the Steelers have historically thrived in tough environments. Their defense has always been a cornerstone, with players like T.J. Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Cam Hayward anchoring that unit. But to truly compete in today's NFL, especially against high-powered offenses, the offense needs to be firing on all cylinders, and that's where the quarterback makes all the difference. The Steelers have been patient developing Kenny Pickett, but everyone knows that to contend seriously, they need an experienced hand to guide the offense when it counts most. Looking ahead, the Steelers are also eyeing the 2025-26 season with their win totals set at over under 8. 5 games according to Caesars Sportsbook. That's an interesting line because it shows how the betting markets view their potential. If they land the right quarterback, whether it's Rodgers, a veteran like Cousins, or another seasoned player, they could easily surpass that number. But if they strike out and Pickett isn't ready yet, it could be a tougher road. That's why this offseason is so crucial, and why every move the Steelers make could have long-term implications for their Super Bowl aspirations. Now, I want to take a moment to remind you, our dedicated Steelers fans, that these developments are just part of a bigger story that's unfolding right now. The team is in a transition phase, trying to find that perfect piece to complete their puzzle. And the beauty of being a Steelers fan is that we've seen this before, times of uncertainty, but also moments of resurgence. The franchise has a rich history filled with legendary players, iconic moments, and a never-say-die attitude. We've seen how, with the right leadership and a little bit of luck, Pittsburgh can rise again just like they have so many times in the past. But what's really exciting right now is how the team's future hinges on decisions made in this offseason. Will they bring in a veteran quarterback to stabilize the ship? Will Kenny Pickett take that next step and prove he's the franchise guy? Or will they make a bold move during the season to upgrade at the position? All of these questions are swirling around, and as fans, we're eager to see how it all unfolds. The NFL never stops, and neither do the Steelers, especially when it comes to chasing that elusive 6th Super Bowl title. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Do you believe the team should hold out for Rodgers, or are you more confident in Kenny Pickett's potential? Maybe you think the Steelers should pursue a veteran like Cousins or explore other options on the market. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers organization. This is what makes this community so special, sharing our passion, our insights, and our hopes for what's to come. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more analysis on everything Steelers related, so stay tuned because the best is yet to come. Remember, the NFL offseason is a roller coaster, and the Steelers are right in the middle of it. Every move, every decision, every signing could change their trajectory. We've seen it happen before, and I have no doubt that this team has what it takes to come back stronger. The foundation is there: great defense, talented young players, a passionate fan base, and with the right quarterback, I truly believe they can make a deep playoff run next season. So keep your eyes peeled, stay engaged, and let's ride this roller coaster together, because the story of the 2024 Steelers is just getting started. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Steelers.